is that the European Union...
It sure is, my guy. You see, after the most brutal war in history, European countries finally realized that instead of killing each other, it's probably more beneficial to work together.
Yes.
So that is how the European Coal and Steel Community was established back in 1952 by these 6 countries, and as the name implies, they traded coal and steel. As this community started getting larger and larger by the day, it was eventually renamed to European Economic Community. And finally, with the Maastricht Treaty of 1993, it is what we now know as the European Union, with 27 members to date. 27 members that I am now going to put into marginalized groups based on my observations. Let us begin. Pigs. I am in charge. Why do these countries even exist? I have an itch in my bum so no one else joins. The bad boys of Europe. Almost Central Europe. The bottom of every EU statistic to ever exist. The I Hate Russia Club. The Nordics. And finally, the Island Boys. How do the non-blue areas join? You're probably thinking. Well, it's quite easy. First of all, you have to be European, of course. Second of all, you need a decent economy and market. And lastly, you need to have an actual democracy and respect human rights. If you tick all these boxes, the council will decide your fate. And if you are lucky, perhaps your shithole of a country will join in 10 to 15 years, let's say. Unless you're Turkish, because Turkey will never join. On the other hand, let's say hypothetically that your country wanted to leave. Well, no one's stopping you from leaving, but perhaps you're, I don't know, regretted?
Okay, but what in the Queen's name is the EU and why should my country be in it?
The EU is a political and economic union made up of institutions such as the European Parliament, the Council of Europe, the European Council, yes they are different, and many others. With the goal of European integration through a common policy, a single market, a single currency, a single budget, and the Schengen area. The last one is the most important for you, the European citizen. Because if you live, for example, in Bucharest, you can freely move to Frankfurt. But actually, Romania is not in the Schengen area, because not every country of the EU is in the Schengen area. But also there are countries outside the EU that are in the Schengen area. There are countries in the EU that are not in the Eurozone, and countries outside of the EU that are in the Eurozone. So the EU is like a country with an asterisk. Actually, a lot of asterisks, because it's not actually a country, it's a supranational union.
Oh! Is that a
National Union.
Yes. Okay, I could sit here and explain how the EU works in detail, but instead, what I'm going to do is use a terrible analogy that I just thought. Picture a cult of gamers that play only live service games. You know, the bad apples. Every once in a while these gamers come out of their coom caves and meet up to discuss very important topics. For example, why their mental illness of choice is actually terrible. Trade pixels that they bought with an ungodly amount of money and help each other rank up in their shitty game. To join, all you need to do is sacrifice your social life and also shower once a week. And to leave, you just uninstall your game. Simple. Anyways, I will give the EU an Olaf Scholz out of 10. See ya!